All right, today we're talking about Camembert, a soft rind cheese that is actually used with a Penicillium rind mold. Penicillium candida and also Penicillium camberte are the two types of molds that are used in the making of this cheese. It was invented in 1791 by Marie Harel in Normandy, France, and became popular with the French troops. Was actually in World War I, was issued as rations for the French troops, and became popular there. In 1890 they invented this wooden case to transport it, which brought it to America and allowed it to become even more popular. When it's first made, it actually is yellowish and kind of brown, crumbly in its texture, and then as the 3 to 4 weeks that it ages, it becomes softer and more ripe. Originally, before the 1970s, the color of the rind mold was kind of speculative. It would either be a blue-gray with brown spots. It would change based on where it was made and how long it was aged for. But in the 1970s, they kind of came up with a more traditional white mold rind that you see today. As you cut into it, you'll notice it is very soft. This one being aged for about 3 weeks. Very soft in texture and kind of spongy. Very good with any cheese board. Apples kind of bring out the sweetness to it. It does have kind of a strong ammonia smell to it. And that's just the natural chemicals that are going on in the making of this particular cheese. If there's an overpresence of ammonia, you're going to probably see that the cheese is over-ripened. So it's kind of a balance between salt and ammonia in its flavor and its smell. Was actually even inspired Salvador Dali in one of his paintings. In The Persistence of Memory, you might know this painting, which is a rocky landslide with a number of melting clocks. He was looking for inspiration and found that at his lunchtime he had been enjoying Camembert, and the hot day sun had melted the cheese, and that night he had a dream about clocks melting, and got up in the middle of the night and painted what is now the famous painting of these melting clocks, or what's called The Persistence of Memory. I like it on crackers with apples. I think apples bring out, like I say, the sweetness of it. It does have a little bit of a saltiness to it, but it spreads quite nicely on the crackers, and just a little bit of apple will help you to kind of enjoy the flavor of this cheese. Enjoy it with a Saint-Emilion Bordeaux. Enjoy a nice red wine with this cheese. Of course, the French and their wines and cheeses are synonymous together. So that would be good to enjoy a Bordeaux with this particular type of cheese, such as a Saint-Emilion. Traditional in almost all of your cheese boards, you'll see either Camembert or Brie. Marie was actually inspired by a priest from Brie when she first created this cheese, and that's why they're so similar. The Camembert itself is considered a step above the Brie cheese, but I'm sure the people in Brie would disagree. It's a great cheese. If you've never tried it, definitely go out. Readily available at any of your supermarkets, and something to be enjoyed by you and the entire family.